Hello folks, I'm preparing your lesson for Monday here. I hope you're doing well. And what I would like to do is to do a bit of revision of algebra, because we're going to launch into a section on inequations, and you know, they're really pretty much the same as equations, but most of the problems I've found people have with this section come from gaps in their knowledge of equations. So, in this lesson, either you'll whiz through and it'll be nice and straightforward and a good confirmation that you know what you're doing with equations, or there may be a few gaps in your knowledge that get plugged. Either way, let's get started. Okay, let's start by making a note in our notes jotter that we're reviewing how we solve equations, and solutions could be a fraction. So just make sure everybody's happy with that. So here we are, first example, 7x plus 3, so take away the 3, 7x is 3. We know that 7 doesn't go into 3, so x is 3/7. And that trick of simply sliding that number under there to do the dividing is really useful. Next one, 5x is 23. So x is, slide it under, 23 divided by 5. 5 goes into 23 4 times, so the answer is 4 3/5. And the last one, 8x plus 10 is 30, so 8x must be 20. So x is 20 over 8. I tend to like to simplify at the top heavy stage. That's going to be 5 over 2, which is 2.5. Okay, so we can have these three equations in our notebook just as reminders of how to deal with equations where the answers are fractions. And here's your opportunity to practice that, exercise 1. And now that you've done exercise 1, you can check that you got it right, and pause the video and look at the detail if something went wrong to see where you went wrong. Now I'd like to go back to your notes jotter to add a wee bit more. It may be that you prefer to let me do it first and listen and watch and then write. Okay, so 7x plus 20 makes 6. We take away 20 from both sides, so 7x is minus 14. So in that first one, x is minus 2. There's no reason why the answer to your equation can't be a negative number. Next one, 3x, take away 10 is minus 40. So to make the minus 10 disappear, we'll add 10. So 3x, if we're adding 10 to minus 40, we're coming up to minus 30. So in this one, x is minus 10. This example here, 5x add 3 is minus 5, so take away 3, 5x is minus 8, 5 is not going to go into 8, so we'll do our sliding under fraction trick. It's minus 8 over 5, which is minus 1 3/5. Okay, notice here it's minus 8 divided by 5, a minus divided by a plus, so your answer is minus. And 9x plus 4 makes 1, so 9x must take away the 4, 9x must be minus 3, so x is minus 3 divided by 9. Again, one negative and one positive, so that will simplify to give us minus 1/3. Okay, you can pause and copy that up in your notes jotter. And here we are, we've got some examples for you to try, so pause and have a shot at these. This time the answers will come out to be negative. Here are the answers to the first two questions in exercise 2. Pause if you want to look at the detail. And here are the answers to the second half of exercise 2. Back to our notes, just for a wee bit more. Okay, you might want to copy the first bit down and then wait till I've done the equations to do them. I don't know what's easier for you. So, We've got letters on both sides. It would be nice to get rid of that 5x, because then it would be equal to 5, like in normal equation that we're happy to solve. But of course you've got to take 5 off this side as well, so our equation is now 2x plus 3 makes 5. So 2x is 2, x is 1. Here we've got 3x on this side, and there are two ways that we can tackle this. One is just to follow the rules exactly as we did before. Take 7x away from both sides here, so we've got minus 4x minus 5 equals 9. So working our way through that, add 5 to both sides, minus 4x is 14. We can divide then by minus 4, or we can change the sign and then divide by minus 4. So if we do that, we get 4x is minus 14. So x is minus 14 upon 4, which is minus 7 upon 2, which is minus 1 3/4. Okay. There is an alternative way of dealing with that equation, which is simply to rewrite it the other way around to avoid having that negative 4. And obviously this will get us the same answer. Some people just might prefer doing this. So if we take 3x away from both sides, 4x plus 9 is minus 5. So if we add 9 brings us up to minus 5. 4x is minus 14. And you can see we're going to end up in the same place. X is minus 14 upon 4, which is minus 7 upon 2, which is minus 3.5. I've just realised that I have made a mistake there in the other one. Let me go back and check. Yes, minus 7 over 2 in the previous one should be minus 3.5. I don't know what I was thinking of there. Okay, you'll need to go back and change that. Sorry about that. Okay, here's an opportunity to practice solving equations with letters on both sides. And we'll just go through the answers. There's the answers to the first two. Here's the answers to the second two for that exercise. Okay. Now back to our notes jotter, adding to that growing note that's just a summary of all we've learnt about solving equations up to now. The equations may contain brackets. Okay, so I'll go through these examples. Again, you might want to wait till they're finished, or you might like to write it along with me. It's up to you, whatever's best. So multiply out the brackets first. 8x plus 12 plus 12x plus 9 makes 29. Now simplify. 20x plus 21 makes 29. So our 20x is equal to 8. So x is 8 over 20, which will simplify by 4 to give us 2 over 5. I'm just going to stop there. Okay, I'm back again. Let's just look at the second example. Multiply out the brackets, multiplying by 3, 9x plus 12. And this is something that we're always on our guard for. A minus sign outside a bracket means that a bracket's been multiplied by minus 2, so some signs will change. Minus 4x minus 14 is 10. Okay, so 9x take away 4x is 5x. Plus 12 minus 14 is minus 2 is 10. So 5x minus 2 is 10. So we take away 2 from it to get 10. 5x is 12. So x is going to be 12 divided by 5, which is going to be 2 and 2/5. Okay. The one thing I would reiterate is this. Look out for minuses outside brackets. Okay, underneath this there should be some examples for you to try. Let me move it down so you can see them. Okay, there's your examples to try now. And hopefully underneath that there are the answers. Yep. Here's the answers to the first two, 1/3 for the first one. And if I move it, you can see the answer to the second one, which is 2. And the third one is over the page. As I say, you can always pause and look at the detail, because if something's gone wrong, it's probably something fairly minor, because you only need to make one little slip in the equation and it's all gone wrong. And this one here, last one in that exercise, the answer is -2. Okay, one final example in our notes, really just bringing everything together. You can brackets, you can have letters on both sides, and your answers could be negative or a fraction or even a negative fraction. So maybe copy the first bit of writing and then I'll do the second equation and you can copy it. Okay, we've got brackets to multiply out, so multiplying by 3, 6x plus 9 minus 12x minus 8, because look, it was a minus outside a bracket again, is equal to, over on this side, 6x plus 2. So let's tidy up this side. Minus 6x plus 1 is 6x plus 2. If we want to get rid of this, take 6x away from this side, we've got equals 2. But we've got to take 6x away from this side, so minus 12x plus 1 is 2. So minus 12x must be 1, because 1 plus 1 is 2. So finishing off, x is minus 1/12. Remember, just sliding it underneath to do the dividing. Okay, we don't normally get as far as exercise 5 in a lesson, so I've kept it very short for you. Here's exercise 5, one that's got a bit of everything in it. And to finish off, folks, hopefully that's the answer you've got for exercise 5. Okay, folks, that was quite a thorough revision of everything you've learned up to now about equations. And having got through that, it will make our life a lot easier in the next lesson. Just before you go, could you make sure you do the exit question, because that's how I know that you're getting on okay and that you've got to the end of the lesson and completed the work. Okay, thanks for your participation. I'll see you next time.